Hello all, welcome back. In this session, we will discuss the aspects of bringing data into the cognitive system. This is a very important topic for discussion, and in the previous sessions, we have laid the foundation as well for this topic. In the last session, we discussed the corpus and the kind of guidelines and things that you need to remember when you are building the corpus very clearly. So all these are very important, and this topic is going to be very nice as well for somebody to learn and to understand further. Let's get into bringing data into the cognitive system as a topic. Unlike the traditional systems, whatever systems we have been using all this time, unlike the traditional systems, the data that is ingested into the corpus is not static. Remember, the data that is ingested to the corpus is not static, which means that it keeps changing, it keeps evolving, it has to learn, and the very nature of cognitive systems that it has to learn consistently makes it non-static. It gets refined over a period of time, and most importantly, you need to build a base of knowledge that adequately defines your domain space. It is all about building the base of knowledge. You begin actually populating this knowledge base with the data that you think are very important. As you develop the model, as you grow the model in the cognitive system, you refine the corpus, you keep redefining it. Now we can read the first line again. It is not a traditional system where things are very static. The data that is ingested into the corpus is not static. So we refine the corpus again and again based on the growth, based on the evolution. You will continuously add the data sources, transform those data sources, refine and cleanse the sources based on the model development and continuous learning. So it has to evolve. And leveraging internal and external data sources is an important aspect of it. It's a serious pain for the organizations to manage data. That too, the organizations have got a lot of structured data and unstructured data. The data comes from different sources as well, and hence it is a definite pain. Some firms have got some applications to monitor the external sources, which can be the news, social media feeds, etc. But many organizations are not that equipped as well. Most cognitive computing systems will be developed for domains that require ongoing access to integrated data from outside the organization. This is a definite point that you need to understand. Many cognitive systems will be developed for domains that require ongoing access to the integrated data from outside the organization. This is an important aspect of it. And most importantly, you are an individual. You learn to identify the external sources, and you are actually reading the news content from the newspapers, social media, internet, and all these are coming. But the decision will be based on your skills and your understanding. You will not accept blindly to the facts that are being thrown by the newspaper or the social media or on the internet. You have skills which can help you in understanding which is better and which is the correct news to take, and you will be having the capacity to identify them. Similarly, a cognitive computing system generally needs to access variety of frequently updated sources to keep current about the domain in which it operates, and that should also be capable of identifying which is most relevant. It cannot take up all the inputs, and if the inputs are not right, it should be able to identify that as well, and that's called evolution. Well, the professionals mostly will balance the news or data from the external sources against their own experience. I get a lot of inputs, but my own experience is the better resource for me to understand and identify if this is right or not. Similarly, a cognitive system must learn to weigh the external evidence and develop confidence. You need to understand and weigh through the cognitive system that you are developing, and all sources will not be of equal value. I told this some time back. We are getting a lot of inputs from different sources. 10 social media channels are there for us, and we are getting 10 different inputs on the same topic. We need to weigh and we will understand which is right. That's with our experience. Your cognitive system should also have that base. That's a very important point. The important thing that you should remember at the design stage itself is that a cognitive computing system should identify and request additional data from the external sources when the data will enable it to make better decisions or recommendations. You cannot just like that sit statically with the data which is available. The system should be able to demand, the system should be able to identify, system should be able to request additional data as well when it is required. We have already presented this picture few times in the entire discussions, and this is the entire architecture blueprint of a cognitive system. Data access and the feature extraction services will be highlighted slightly here. This picture is very well known to you. We have discussed enough on this. The input can be of any format. It can be of natural text, natural language text. It can be images, audio files, sensor data, structured data, non-structured data. We have discussed all this. But the feature extraction layer that we are discussing about should complete two tasks. It must identify relevant data that needs to be analyzed. Second important task is to abstract the data as required to support the machine learning in the easier way. That is very important feature extraction aspect that you need to understand. Well, we have got analytic services that we need to understand. It is nothing but collection of techniques used to find and report on essential relationships within the dataset. We need to identify the relationship within the dataset, and that's to be reported. Analytic services help you in doing that. Usage of analytic technique will clearly improve the chances of understanding better things about the data, and you can arrive at a better decision when you are using analytic services. Multiple algorithms are available. Simplest, as you can say, regression is available there, which can help you understand things. Within a cognitive system, a wide range of standard analytics components are available, and it can support descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive tasks as well within statistical software packages or commercial libraries. So analytic services are going to be very important. It gets you insight better, faster, and easier. Let's get into the next session shortly. Until then, thank you very much.